Hi, my name's Leon and I'm founder of RWX Music. RWX Music is designed for one thing. We believe that software and sampling is the way to increase participation in music for many underrepresented groups, such as people with disabilities and the older population. We believe that this is because using software you can make notes digitally very easily, and you can link those notes back to the sampled instruments where you emulate the sound without the need to be able to physically play the instrument. There are many populations that for whatever reason will not be able to play a musical instrument, and so therefore will have no opportunity to have a musical experience via a physical route. Software and sampling provides a different route in. It provides a different route into entry if you have disabilities, and I can tell you from personal experience, it makes disability virtually inconsequential because you are able to input and write notes using nothing more than a computer mouse. And what I'd like to do next is just give you a really short walkthrough where I show you some of the real basic concepts, and I can show you how, as someone with multiple physical disabilities who is unable to play an instrument because of limitations in my hands and my arms because of issues with dexterity and movement, I found a way to overcome all of these issues. And I believe that this approach is something that can be shared and taught to other underrepresented groups as a way to increase music participation. Check this out, I think it's awesome. So we're now in our digital audio workstation software. This one is called Waveform. It's free for Windows and Mac. I didn't write the software. There are many different versions of software like this that are out there. I picked this one because it was free and it's obviously more inclusive that way. So the thing with this software is that it can act like digital sheet music. You can input notes and then you can link those back to the sounds of sampled instruments. So you can get sampled instruments from a variety of different companies. They'll have sort of different interfaces, but the important thing is that you will have different sample libraries containing recordings of really specific instruments. So this one, for example, is the Bansuri, and it sounds amazing. I just think the instrument's got a really, really nice sort of texture and quality to it. It kind of sounds like a haunted flute. I quite like it. So how easy is it then to actually input notes into the software and get started with it? So on the side here, we've got something which emulates a normal piano, and you can input a note just by double clicking on the mouse. There we go. We've got our first note. And that's what it sounds like. So we can then create more. So let's do C major. I appreciate this is not particularly tuneful, but this is more a video showing the process. There we go. And so hopefully you can see that we are nearly there with our scale for C major. Now please remember my mouse control is not amazing. And if we then play it back, this is what it sounds like. I mean, I just think that's awesome. So basically, this is how you link notes back to sampled instruments. And if you want to increase the length of the note, let's just start from here. And you can see that the length of the note, the length of this line corresponds with the length of the note. the higher in pitch. The sound goes at the bottom because you are then outside the natural kind of recording range of the natural range of the instrument, so it's not recorded. So I hope this gives you a brief overview of what the digital audio workstation software is, how you can link it to an instrument, and how you can make some really awesome sounds with it. For me, this approach to making music is absolutely remarkable, because it just goes to show how you can still very easily create sounds of instruments even though you're unable to actually physically play them. And for me, that is what inclusivity is all about. And inclusivity is actually built into the very method itself. Because think about what sampling is. It's real musicians who are playing the instruments live, and they are then being recorded by professional sound engineers. This isn't somebody just playing the recorder in a garage somewhere that's being recorded on their phone. This is high quality stuff, and it really does sound it. And that's the reason why the technology as it is today, it's easier than ever to create things which sound increasingly realistic. And that is the beauty of this, because the reality is, if you've got disabilities, if you can't play an instrument because you have issues with mobility or other physical challenges, then this just negates them almost completely. It's just a different way of doing it. It depends whether or not you are prepared to forego the element of physicality. And the whole point of RWX Music is that I know that there are underrepresented groups out there who probably don't have any sort of musical experience because of issues with disability, either because they have different illnesses or through age. You know, everybody creaks as they get older, and you tend to find that music participation decreases with age. And I think that that's because it just becomes harder to physically play the instruments. And so this is actually a route back in for how you can still have a musical experience, whatever age you are, as long as you're happy to use a mouse and technology. The other thing that I'd like to say as well, in terms of, well, why would you use this sampled approach? Think about the best known example of sampling technology. Stephen Hawking. He is probably one of the most recognizable scientific figures because of his sampled voice. He used sampled technology to give him language, to give him words. It enabled him to speak. It gave him a voice. And that's what this software and sampling can do for you. It can give you a musical voice that you didn't even know that you had. And I think that that's amazing. And I think that this approach to making music is something that could help a lot of different groups. And if you would like to find out more about how you can get all of this set up in terms of the software, installing the sample libraries, and then basic training in how to use all of this, then we can get you started and up and running. What we probably won't be able to do is help you write a number one hit, because that isn't the point of this. It's about enjoying the process of making your own music, using the sounds of the most amazing instruments. And we believe that through music creation, this can lead to benefits for your mental health and well-being, and it makes you feel good. Makes me feel good anyway. And I don't know of any other people with disabilities who are using this particular approach to use software and sampling to overcome these physical limitations. And that's where I think there is a potential gap in the market, so to speak, and this is where RWX Music is positioning ourselves. So if anybody is interested, either individuals or organisations, and you'd like to find out more, check out www.rwxmusic.co.uk. Thanks for your attention. Cheers.